Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Did you know black and brown people across the world is reconnecting to their roots and redefining their relationships to the land by gardening and farming, and Black Gardener Talk is dedicated to sharing those voices to inspire all people of color and maybe even some that don't look like us to grow by any means necessary. But sometimes we just need our own safe space to talk. Good morning, I'm Kamani Anku, and this is Black Gardener Talk, and my guest today is Atiba Martin of Atiba Garden. So let's get it popping, y'all. Let me get Atiba in the room. Thank you. Wake up, tell a friend, go share it. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Wake up, y'all. Wake up, wake up. Let me get Atiba in the. I like to get it popping right off the break. Let's see where he is. Atiba.
Hey, what up, man? Peace.
Peace. What's going on with you?
Oh man, I'm here cooling.
Cooling. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Everybody, I'm waiting for more people to come. They're gonna come. Good morning, everyone. Again, this is Black Gardener Talk with Atiba. He's based out of Florida, right?
Yeah, Central Florida, definitely.
Central Florida. So let's get into it. I mean, they're just gonna have to catch the replay at the beginning, right?
Hey, that works. That works.
What was your first memories of gardening?
Oh man, first memories of gardening. So my grandparents, my father, and so on were always into just growing plants, ornamentals, right? Like my grandmother as well, my mother. When we lived in Jamaica, there were always nice plants around. They didn't really focus much on the food, but in the backyard we had a coconut tree, a soursop tree, and what else was there? Soursop, coconut, and ackee. And at one time we had I believe it was June plum as well. And so that's the earliest. Then, after that was like moving to New York. New York is brick city, so you don't really find people growing food or anything. But in Brooklyn, you have a huge Caribbean community. And so you find people find the little crevices to put some soil. And we were growing tomatoes, cucumbers, I would call it cucumber, anything that we could throw in the pot or, make as a salad or so on, we're growing it. It was in our system,
That's what's up. When did you, as a Atiba, start growing your own food?
Oh man, I experimented with it for a while, just trying to grow a plant here, plant there. Like when I was, out of town, I'll come back in, or, living somewhere else. And I'll come back into town, come to the family land, and trying to do thing, but never really focused on it. But about 8 years ago, I out of a necessity to grow, to heal, to learn, to become more, I really, really started getting into it, So about 8 years ago.
Oh, that's what's up. Let me see. What was my question? Where was your first garden, and what did you grow?
Yeah. It was an above ground. I grew potatoes, collard greens, tried herbs, but I was definitely not successful at all when it came to herbs at first. Yeah, man, herbs are difficult. I don't know, you might have to give me some tips or so on, but I'm getting better at it now. And that was it, just like lettuces, just basic things, just to get my feet wet, to figure it out, a lot of mistakes. Lost a lot of trees, So alongside that raised bed garden, I did like an avocado tree, and I tried some sweet sop and things like that. So yeah, that was the first few.
Okay, that's what's up. I love the trees. Speaking of that, you said you lost a lot of herbs, but what was your first garden success? Let's flip it into your first garden success.
First garden success. Let me think, man. You know what, to tell the truth, the one that was it felt good to see happen and produce fruit was plantain. Like plantain. Like it was a smaller version of the plantain, just a natural
Mm-hmm.
from this heirloom seed company, and he's heirloom seeds, rareseeds.com. And so they sent a few little organic trees and got the plantain from it. It grew. Did my best to take care of it. Then I got the fruit. I was super excited when you see that flower coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Excited, and getting the fruit from it was just like such a fulfilling feeling, and then it tastes so much different from what you buy in the store, and it looks different as well. It's the same, but it looks different. But and I fried it up. It was good. Yeah, yeah. But
That's what's up.
that was it. That was it, right?
Yeah, I got my first banana last year. It was maybe 10, but they were really small. But like you said, they would taste so unbelievable. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And that was in Maryland. So they
Early.
say you can't really grow them in Maryland, but I grew it in Maryland. I was really excited.
You had that intent, made it happen. That's good.
So where did you grow that plantain? Was it in Florida or somewhere else?
No, Florida. Most of anything I've done so far has been in Florida. You know,
Okay.
I still have, pups from that tree. I've propagated it and put it in other places in the property I created a banana pit to experiment, put it around that and found that it produced even better. I have some on the tree right now. And then you say with small bananas, I have, off of the success of the plant, and I went and got I like rare plants as well. So I got a banana from Thailand called Sangkalang, and it hasn't produced yet. It had a flower last year that died from the cold, and I had to cut the tree back. And then I have blue Java, which is what they call ice cream banana.
Oh, yeah, that's the one I had, the ice cream banana one.
Okay, so mine produced like little tiny ones, but they're supposed to be bigger. But I think it was from the last winter, and it had a rough time. But they're on the tree right now. They're turning yellow. I'm gonna try and eat them. I was thinking I'm gonna cut it and mulch it, but I'm gonna try and eat them, the tiny bananas. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and eat it. I ate mine and it was like, wow. Like you said earlier, it tastes way better than store-bought ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the freshness of everything growing in the yard. I wish I can grow soursop and all that good stuff. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try it though.
Where are you located?
I'm in Maryland. I think it's Zone B.
Mm,
Yeah.
so okay, okay.
Yeah, I have to bring the banana tree, the one that fruits. I have to bring it in the house. I do bring it in the house and put it under a grow light
Yeah.
for the winter. And I do have a papaya tree that bloomed as well and fruited. And then I had to bring that one in the house.
So do this. So I'm gonna send you a soursop tree.
Okay.
All right. And so
What's up?
yeah, man, just in the spring and summer, put it outside and bring it back in. You might not get any fruit from it at all, but you get the benefits from the leaves.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I have about probably I propagated growing about 30 trees right now. So some of them I'm gonna keep for myself, probably like 20. And I'll probably I'm building my site, so I'm gonna sell on our site as well. So that folks can try and grow it. So you just use it for the leaves, get that medicinal benefit from it.
Cool. Tasha in the garden, Maryland Zone 7B. That's my cousin. What's up, cousin? She's in the room. And then Kelly Greenlight says she had some red ones, red bananas in Tanzania. That was amazing. Have you ever tried to grow the red ones?
No, but no, I want to. That'll probably be the next thing I grab.
Okay, that's what's up.
They're like
Go ahead.
6 sites that I have where I have a ton of different things. Say like last night I saved like a whole list of rare fruits seeds that I want to purchase. So the next year I plan on grabbing a lot more.
Okay, what is your favorite fruit to grow? And what was you said the plantains were great, but what other fruits do you like to grow that gave you a large sum of fruit?
Mango.
Mango.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. There's I'll take you towards the end. I'll take you on a little tour of the garden. Hopefully the signal stays in. So
Okay.
mango trees and so on. But my favorite is Blackie mango. So it's like a small mango. My neighbor in Jamaica used to have it. We used to be on a tree every single day when they were on there. Blackie mango is so sweet. I also cut it thin. My niece was here for the summer, so she like, you know, she and I fought over, trying to get the mangoes from the tree. Of course.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but she loves them as well. And it feels good, man, when you watch, the kids. That's one of the main things about it, too, is just, the next generation and your family and your friends benefiting from, just the nutrients, the goodness. And to see her find so much joy in picking the mangoes and eating them rather than eating, like she likes candy, but you don't see her eating candy when she has 10 mangoes in front of her. And she'll kill all.
That's what's up.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, maybe you can start drying some mangoes out too, and then send her to her,
Yeah.
so you can eat that, like some dried mango.
We did that together. We actually did that together, and she ate them as snacks. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. That's what's up. So, folks, stick around because he's gonna go outside in his backyard and show us some stuff later on. So stick around so you can't miss that. So you grew up in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Born there and then moved here. What garden traditions have you brought back with you other than the fruit? Are you growing callaloo?
I think, yeah, so callaloo is hard to grow out here because we have this beetle that attacks it.
Mm-hmm.
So I create a hoop house in order to grow the callaloo. So that hopefully next year, I don't have it on my list to do, but it's something I want to accomplish. Some folks out here, I think maybe using like some kind of natural pesticide might work. But the good thing about those beetles, though, you attract some beetles and they help pollinate other plants. So like my nonas, like the sweet sop and the red custard apple, the beetles are actually the ones that pollinate those plants, but you need like something to attract them. So that coming over. So the fruits, one, as far as choices and selections, but then doing things natural. You know what I mean? Like, the rest of them, in the hills growing food, they're not using pesticides. They're doing everything and anything natural. You know what I mean? And so that's one of the main things I think carries over. I didn't see my parents buying, or my grandparents buying any kind of, what you call it,
Pesticides?
chemical pesticides or fertilizers to fertilize the plants. They would always use eggshells or scraps and then throw it right there on the garden and let it break down and feed the plants. So I think that's the main thing.
Oh, that's what's up. I love that. Do you have a family or traditional recipe that you grow with your ingredients from your garden? If not, it's okay.
Yeah, not necessarily. Not necessarily. I'm still experimenting. Like right now I have a lot of yucca growing.
Okay.
So I have about 10 yucca plants that I made from one yucca plant. So my Hispanic folk out here do various things with yucca. So they'll do like a garlic with onions and, it'll be boiled first. You boil it a couple times and then, they saute it with like garlic and onions and so on. So then I like fried. And out here they do it fried, but they do it with what they call mayo ketchup, with the ketchup, mayo, and garlic minced up, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what I like. I like the yucca fries with that ketchup stuff. Yeah. And I'm not a big ketchup fan, but when I get yucca, I want that stuff. What is the difference about gardening in the United States now that you're in the United States from when your grandparents and your parents were doing it in Jamaica? What's the difference? Is it a difference?
No, when I was there, I was younger. Like I said, I didn't see much gardening. We had fruit trees. When I moved there, I was about 5 years old. Stayed there till I was about 12, 13. And what you call it? There wasn't much of like, we visited a farm. We visited our family in the country who grew more food and more different types of food. But I think it's just a mindset, that stays the same, that, natural is better than anything else, and so outside of everything else that we've been conditioned to believe or trust as far as medicine, the one thing we thought was and believed and kind of let go of a little bit as well, a lot, is that everything we need is provided by the earth. So that's the one thing that stayed the same I don't think anything has really changed other than maybe variety, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on I had a Zoom book discussion a couple weeks ago, and this guy, Julian Cribb, he
Yeah.
said there was 30,000 types of vegetables out there, and he sent me a list, and
Yeah.
it was crazy, and it was more like varieties of different things, and that was really, really like
Yeah.
crazy to me. And he was just kept pumping it up, 30,000 different types of vegetables you can grow and fruit. So that was a real inspiration to.
Yeah. I believe we become like nerds about this stuff too. Like, you know, we get excited. We hear that, you're like, oh, I want to buy like 30,000. I want to grow everything, you know?
Yeah.
It,
That's what I was like. Send me that list. Can you please send me that list?
right.
So I can look over that list. And it was a massive list. I didn't even really go through it all, but I will
Yeah.
be going through it soon because I'll be on break. I am an educator, so I'm going on a little Christmas break soon, and I'll be checking out that 30,000 list of things.
Uh,
But
uh,
where do you buy your seeds from? Speaking
uh,
of seeds.
so, rareseeds.com, I get most of my seeds from. They're heirloom company. They also travel the world and find exotic seeds. Like, you know, they speak to indigenous folk all over the world, and they visit them and they collect the seeds and bring them back. So you have a chance of growing, you know, rare and unique fruits that probably haven't been touched or haven't been never been touched with pesticides or anything like that, you know, and probably have, you know, great healing benefits for the body, the mind, spirit, the all, you know, everything.
Okay, so Rare Seeds is what is that? AKA Baker Creek or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Um, there's I can't remember the site. I haven't purchased from them in a while, but they're out in Canada. And I did some research. I have to look at my inbox for herbs, like, you know, for the burdocks and so on. I've like after reading and seeing their, like, you know, website, and they're all about teaching and informing, and they're just giving all this information and selling the seeds at the same time. I decided to go with them, but I'd have to send you that link later on. But everything I've gotten from them has germinated and done well, like burdock, yellow dock, red clover, everything has germinated well, you know, so I'll continue to buy from them when it comes to herbs.
Okay. And we need those, folks. We need those herbs he just mentioned. We
Yeah,
need them. The times that we're living in now, COVID times and all these different things going around, we need that burdock and all that.
bro.
But speak about the mind, body, and spirit. That's kind of like your thing. Talk about that. How did that get into play in the garden with you?
Oh man. So in the beginning, like, so we whatever you want to classify us as, indigenous people, black folk, African Americans, Africans, so on, we there's a good percentage of us that experience trauma, you know. And so you know, I had childhood trauma, you know, and some of it I was aware of, some of it not so. um Even in the last week, I became aware to things that affected me in my childhood, which led to me feeling like even more free in a sense. So I went through an incident that was semi traumatic, but brought up those experiences as well. When I got back, I was like, who am I? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just in the garden and I was looking at it. I was reading books, you know, from, you know, just Black Genesis, anything that dealt with medical apartheid, anything that dealt with us, you know, and then learning about, you know, spiritual practices like Yoruba, you know, Ifa, you know, just anything I can put my hands on to understand who I am. And I had the intention of healing myself and finding that through nature. So I figured, you know, if our ancestors could study, you know, nature and the stars, and then come up with the pyramids and mathematics and language and writing and science and all this, then I can heal myself through this. And at the same time, like posting and creating videos for it was to kind of document the process, but also left there for me to like I would say things and not really understand it fully, or not really use it and apply it. And so it was for me to like reflect back on, as well as share it with everyone else, you know. And so yeah, so I sat there and I was like, you know, then I started, you know, seeing a reflection of life, our life in the plants, you know, like I put up a video. I have a link in my bio for anyone that wants to go to the YouTube channel and watch the videos of the processes. But I have a video where I talk about seasons, you know, and how like even how resilient plants are, and how we all have our season, and how this banana plant, San Clang, it had a beautiful flower the week prior, but then the winter hit and it died, you know, and had all these expectations of getting this fruit and enjoying it and so on. And so it just wasn't that season for the banana, but it did look beautiful and amazing that in that 1 week period before we got that cold front. And then, you know, chopping it down like halfway and then watching it grow back reminded me that we're that resilient, we're that powerful. We can grow back and produce over and over again. And then you walk through the garden and you see like the lychee tree that wasn't affected by the cold at all and still looks beautiful and green and so on. And you're like, you know, like you might think, well, why is that person always abundant? Why does that person always look abundant? But, you know, 2 years ago, there was a hurricane and lychee tree broke in half. But if you didn't see that, you would understand that, you know, it went through something. And so, you know, we all have our stories. So it all like, it's a reminder. And some of it, like I said, the intention is to heal, is to grow, is to share, is to feel good, to feel better energetically, spiritually as well. And sometimes you set an intention, like that was 8 years ago. And I'm just learning something this past week. Like me posting attracted people and situations in my life that led to 8 years after me feeling a certain way about myself, me learning about myself, you know, me understanding the spiritual world even more, and, you know, my path and things I'm supposed to do. So it all, nature speaks to us, man. The colors. I was reading today, pardon me if I'm long-winded, but
no, this it's okay. I mean, we're having a deep conversation. This is a safe space. I want it to be a safe space so we can talk as Black folks and brown folks. If people come in the room that don't look like us, maybe they can take away something
right.
from it as well. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go ahead.
So yes, reading about electromagnetic energy, like, you know, our body uses signaling to what you call it, to regulate our heartbeat and things of that nature. Cells speak to each other through that. You know, our fingers touching the phone and moving things around. It's the same kind of energy, and the plants use the same kind of energy. And I was reflecting on it, and like we talk about dimensions, like, you know, everybody's talking about moving into the 5th or the 10th or the, you know, 3rd or whatever else. And I think, you know, when it comes to like even electromagnetic energy, it's another dimension. It's just something we can't see, right? And so the plants use it as well. So there's all this interesting communication that's happening between us and the plants and the trees and the earth, you know. And so I find myself too, when I'm feeling like spiritually off, like I have herbs. I don't remember everything that each one does, but I'll start looking it up and I'll go, all right, what do I need to put in my body? And then I'll carry myself out into nature, go out barefooted, take off my shirt, let the moonlight hit me or the sunlight hit me. And just there's a inherent knowing that that's having an effect on me. And then like, I speak to them. I speak to my plants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's up. I love, like, I mean, it's like you're recharging your body, like, especially like recharging your body from the moon, the sun. Yeah, I mean, I'm into that. I'm deeply into that. I'm into my chakras, you know. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm loving the conversation. So,
yeah. So I think all those things, and as I learn more, like I'm applying it and notating it as well, so that I can share one day, because that's the ultimate thing. Like if I'm here healing myself and doing for myself and my family, then I like, you look like me or not, but especially people that look like me, you know what I mean, come from the places I come from, like I want you to have that information as well. I want you to feel, if I find that this makes me feel good, then I want you to have that as well, you know. And say if it's a book or some kind of learning tool that I create and put out there, you have it, share it with your family, your friends, you know, after you get it for yourself as well and apply it, and just keep it and go back to it and go back to it. But, you know, I'm just highly excited about it and what it does for me and what it would do for others, you know. And so there's so much. I think the colors speak to us. I think we go out in nature and see the green and it affects us. on deeper levels that we can't see, different dimensions, you know. And I feel like there's other energetic principles that are at play that affect us and do well for us. And so there's ways to communicate with it. And so I'm still learning that as well, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing. I mean, I have that kind of same kind of story. I mean, I did fall into a bout of depression at one time and thought about committing suicide. And my mom was the one who got me into the gardening stuff. And when I got out there, like, I was one of those types that never wanted to be outside. I would pay people to cut my grass and everything. And so once I got out there now, it's like you can't keep me from outside now. I got like all these heat tents and different things outside. I want to be outside 24/7, even when it's cold. But yeah, that green did something to me, made me want to just be out there more and more and more, and then start adding colorful things in the garden that even made me want to stay in the yard some more. So I feel that that body, that spirit, and that garden stuff. And I think hopefully we can touch some people today, inspire some people. Once they watch this replay, they can get inspired too from your story, my story. But my next question is, how do you decide what you're going to grow?
I think I'm led to it, you know, like I'm led to it. So, and it's interesting too. I'd be led to things that later on, after like growing them, not even remembering why I grew them, or like, I just had an intention to feel a certain way, or something led me to it, and later on I'll have an issue and that thing heals that issue, you know, or I'll find out later on that that thing works to benefit me in a certain way. So like even blue vervain, like, you know, like you said, like depression, or, you know, not feeling clear, feeling like, you know, there's a veil you know, in front of your eyes, like you're walking in a different space. You know, blue vervain helps with you know, mental clarity, making you feel good, getting you to outside of that, you know, that lower level thinking and feeling, and it rejuvenates the mind, you know. And so, and then that has effect on everything else, the body, and then everything starts working good to lead you into, you know, just feeling positive and good about life and yourself. And so that just found me. Like, a friend of mine came over to buy a tree, and he brought his mother. She was from Trinidad, and she was like, she loved the place. She fell in love. From then, she was like, look, you're not my kid, but you can come on now, right? From now on. And so she adopted me, but she, you know, will communicate with folks in the Caribbean, and she had an African contingency, let's say, that was that would provide her with plants. And she brought me blue vervain, a little stick. I put it in the ground. It's about 3 feet tall. And you know, I didn't fully know everything that it did. She sent it to me basically because in the Caribbean they had been using it for the thing that's going on now, you know, which I won't say. I don't want anything to happen to the video.
Okay.
That to heal, you know. And so I was like, yeah, I want that, you know. And so what you call it, but it has so many other uses, you know, when it comes to mental health and just feeling good about life and yourself. So so yeah, I forgot.
That's what's up. That's what's up. A similar story. So, you know, I started growing my food or whatever. My mom said get out in the garden, but somehow some St. John worts came in my yard, and you know that helps with depression and thoughts like that. And I was like, where did that come from? I think my mom might have slipped something in that yard one day when I wasn't paying attention, and growing heavily. And I use it, and I dry it out, and I do all that good stuff with it now. So yeah, I love that story, and that's my story. And folks, real quick, folks, if y'all have questions, put it in the little question box. No, don't put it in the chat room. Put it in the little question box if you have some questions for Atiba. What's my next question?
Before that, I just want to make a pertaining to your story. I think what I try to remember sometimes is the beautiful thing about your story is to remember that no matter where you are, like we're guided and protected in a way that's deeper than, you know, like it's hard to fathom, but it's just there. So you were at that point, where it was just like, yo, what do I do? Like life is not, and all of a sudden your mother pulled you out into the garden, like, and there was actually a garden there for you to work in. And then all of a sudden St. John's wort showed up. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think sometimes we forget that we have that. There's this power, there's this guidance, there's this thing unseen that's there for us in a certain way. Everything we've been through as Black folk, like you said, it's about, you know, us talking about us, like everything, there's always been something there for us. And sometimes we don't see it, you know, sometimes our awareness is not developed in a way that, that will allow us to see it, but it's there, you know, it's there. So what you call it, I just wanted to make that point that, you know, we should just know that we're still here for a reason, and there's things for us to do and to be grateful for those experiences, you know, and have the intention to be able to want to see it and want to know it, want to know and recognize it and say and apply it at the same time, you know, and then remember it after that and find power and strength that we can make it through anything and everything, because we're always protected and guided in some way. So yeah, just wanted to share that based on both of these, you know.
Yeah, I received it. I received that. I received it.
Respect.
The heart.
Yeah.
And I believe my mom did. My mom she's, you know, she transitioned now, but I believe my mom did some things and planted some things around the yard for, like you said, to be led to. There's an elderberry tree somehow just mysteriously popped up in my yard. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. And what we're doing, what we're dealing with now, elderberry is really good for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There is a question, Black Garden Grow Girl wants to know, do you grow in the ground or mostly in containers?
Well, I'm blessed to have the opportunity to have a good amount of land to grow in, you know, so I do my best to grow in the ground. I have tried airbags and containers as well. I advise, you know, if you don't have the land, then grow in containers, grow things on your patio, whatever you can grow it in your house, experiment, but mostly in the ground, mostly in the ground. And then certain things are grown a certain way, like avocado. I grow. It's really wet here sometimes in Florida, so avocado I create mounds for. I create mounds for most of the plants, but avocado even higher. And I pick the highest ground for the avocado because it doesn't like wet feet. So each plant is different. Some plants love the water, you know. Some plants don't. Some trees don't. But you can grow anything. Even I sold a mango to someone in Georgia, and they were like, you know, I'm not sure it'll do outside. And we were like, okay, well, I said, just keep it in a pot and just bring it in during the wintertime, take care of it, and then just, you know, keep, you know, pruning it, and you'll get fruit eventually. And then, you know, go from one pot to a larger pot to a larger pot. So yeah, hopefully that answered the question.
Cool. And speaking on that, what advice would you give a new gardener, since we talked about the pots and growing, what advice would you give a new gardener that might be watching today?
Don't be afraid of failing, right? And don't be put off if you fail. But there's always opportunity that you'll succeed, right? So start small, start simple, start basic. I think the main start is like you have the intention. You ask the question. You're on this page. So I think whatever you end up doing is ultimately going to be successful because you have that. You know, you're already trying to figure out and find out what will work and what to do. So just start small. So if you have land or property where you can plant something, even if let me tell you, I've lost a few $1,000s on plants. You know what I mean? Like, and trees, but you don't have to do that. You can buy something that works for your area, peach, you know, apricot, mango, if you're in Florida or down south, and just start. And, you know, you start learning. And once you start getting fruit, you're going to start getting excited. And you're going to want to do more and more and more and more.
Just I want to just plug something with the big box stores like Home Depot and Lowe's. They do sell fruit trees by that grow zone. So if you walk into a Home Depot in Maryland, you could get a peach tree that can grow. If you go into Florida, Home Depot or Lowe's, you could get a mango tree. So yeah, they do put out their fruit trees by grow zones. So if you're in Maryland, DC, wherever, go into the Home Depot if you want to get a fruit tree and start one. It's a beautiful thing to see it happen.
Another thing you can do too is you support like some of the local folk. If you go on look, what's that? It's like a little house, the marketplace, I guess. And you start searching for like, you know, fruit trees for your area, or you research what fruit trees are, you know, work well in your area, in your zone. And you can purchase from them. And a lot of times they're propagating from their plants. So it's healthy plants that are already producing, and they're not using pesticides or chemicals or things of that nature, you know. So what you call it, I would say definitely look there. And then next year, mymindfulgarden.com, I'm going to be selling everything, you know, anything and everything from seeds to plants as well. So, you know, follow and keep track of that.
Say the website one more time.
mymindfulgarden.com. You can actually go now, send me an email, and I'll get it, keep you on the list, and keep you informed as well.
Okay, so look out for that, folks, next year, 2022.
Yes.
Look out for it. What do you enjoy most about the garden?
It's hard to say most. I love it all. I really, really enjoy like experimenting. So like creating the banana pit. I'll show you guys in a little bit. I created a little island, and I try to do something different in that island based on research that I was doing. So it has everything in there feeds something, you know? And so I'm experimenting with what will work in there, what herbs work, what fruit trees will work, if the soils that I use and the natural amendments that I used assisted those in growing better than everything else. And then I'll apply that knowledge elsewhere in the garden and the other properties as well. You know, so I really like putting it together, digging, get my hands dirty. Like it's a good workout. You digging like 3-foot hole, you know, deep, you know, what you call it, holes, and planting these big plants and heavy plants. And then afterwards, like time passes, I really enjoy like just reflecting, you know, like dang, like that was just skinny and small, and looking huge and abundant. And then watch my niece or my sister or my, you know, my parents come picking fruit and eating, and the joy they get from it. Like, man.
And also, I guess this is another part of that question. Where do you spend most of your time in the garden? Like, is there a certain place that you like to just go under and sit under a fruit tree or whatever? And he's a musician too, y'all. So take your guitar out there. Is there any place out there that you like to spend most of your time in?
There's a spot right by coconut trees, and there's a banana tree there. There's a little turmeric section right there as well. There's an oak tree right behind it. It has the whole yard has a certain energy to it, but that spot right there has an energy. So I'll go out, I'll meditate there. Right where the island I was talking about, I'll go out there too. Like that's where I put my crystals to charge. You know, that's where I put the main crystal, the self, to charge as well. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, so yeah, right. Those two places.
So in a few minutes, y'all, Atiba's gonna go outside and show us the garden.
Yeah, let me know when you're done with the questions. I'll walk out.
Yeah. I got one more, and then we can let you go outside. How has garden changed you since you first started? You said you started 8 years ago. So from 8 years ago to now, how has garden changed you personally?
It's helped me to be more disciplined. It's I appreciate like the solitude and the connection with nature. I feel in a way it's brought me closer to like the Most High, in a sense, the all, you know. It's brought me joy. It's brought me peace, more joy. Man, it's hard to even measure the abundance that gardening has provided me. Like I've met people that have changed my life, you know, but it's through gardening. And so it's not necessarily the you know, sometimes we do certain things thinking that the resultant of it will come, like something we're looking for will come from that specific thing, but it's just something that, yeah, like, I don't know, something outside of that task or that thing that happens, but it's because of that and that doing that attracts everything else. And so I've learned and I've become even more grateful and appreciative of life because of gardening. Like, I can't even tell you, man, like, I'm semi-emotional about it. Like, you can't see my eyes roll, you know, and it's just a real thing, man. It's a real thing. And there's a reason why it was important for our ancestors to do this. It was a reason why, you know, they passed certain traditions down. And there's a reason why within us, we're remembering it, you know, and we're going back to it. And so I pray, like, everyone listening, everyone watching, that they grow something, you know, like, don't have grass holes, you know what I mean? Like, don't grow grass and you know, wanna, like, I tell my family, like, yo, why even have someone come spray your grass to look greener? Like, who you trying to impress? Like, you need it to look a certain way. Like, yo, if the grass go, let the grass go. You need the grass to keep the soil together. So if you need to grow some other ground cover or something else to do that, then do that. But don't care that it's a specific type of grass. Like, grow mango trees. Grow, you know, if the leaves fall, let the leaves fall. That's going to feed the soil and feed the trees and create room for bacteria to grow, for goodness to happen, for life to happen. So, you know, and it's also allowed me to see, like, talking about bacteria, like, how small things affect the whole world. Like, you know, bacteria, I think from the sea, they say, provides like what percent, like 50% of our oxygen. So, like, these small things that we don't pay attention to, they affect so many ways. Like, bad bacteria can affect us too, make us sick, you know, but we have plants and food as medicine to heal that as well, right? So so, like, having the respect for the smallest things, because sometimes I might see a picture, these smaller things in it. So it's like, I'm learning that even now, you know, and learn to appreciate it. So that's definitely it, you know. It's definitely it.
It's powerful. I mean, you saying some powerful words, and it was a reason why I picked you to come on. I mean, when I went through my feed and I was selecting people to be on Black Gardener Talk, I really went through and handpicked each person because I knew each person would bring something different to the table,
Yeah.
and I had a feeling that you was gonna bring some goodness to the table, and you're bringing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So around this time, when I get real fancy soon, it's going to be a black table going to pop up, and it's going to be the black table question of the week. So the black table question of the week is: do you have a favorite trick or tip you picked up along the way?
Oh yeah, definitely. So I have two. So get wherever you live, like, usually the water in your city has chemicals in it, right? So get a 5-gallon bucket. It's $5 at one of the big box stores, right? Fill it up with water, leave it out for 24 hours or more, 48 hours. So the sun will leach the chemicals out of the water, right? So it'll be better for your plants. No chemicals or so on. Then save all your scraps. Like, you know, you get another 5-gallon bucket, fill your bucket with scraps, right? If you have a yard where you have a lot of things growing, like, I take moringa leaves, I'll take the banana leaves, cut them up. I'll take anything green that's good for our bodies. It typically has the same nutrients and vitamins that's good for the plants as well. So I'll take all of that and stuff it in another 5-gallon bucket, pour the water over that, right? Close it, or, you know, just cover it. I'll leave a little space for air, and then let that let that break down for over, I think, 2 weeks. Strain the liquid, and then use that liquid as a spray. So what it does, they found in the 80s that the bottom side of the leaves can absorb nutrients and water, right? And so you use a foliar spray, and you spray the bottom and the top of the leaves. So what it does is, it's like a natural deterrent for, like, pests, diseases, but it also feeds the plant. So the other thing I do is, just like I'm saying, like, you know, what we ingest or we take in is just as good for the plants as well. So like I'm drinking sea moss with some dark berries and some cayenne pepper and aloe vera all mixed in together, right? That's my breakfast. Like I fast the last 5 days I started. Actually on the 7th, the night of the 7th I started. So in the mornings it's 11:45, all I've had is juice and water, and then I'll eat a meal, and then so I'm on this like journey of 30 days, like to create this new discipline to get back to eating more natural. So part of my process. But so I'll take seaweed, like sea moss. I'll use kelp, right? You can get liquid kelp on Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
unsulfured molasses, and fish emulsion. And what I'll do is I'll do the same thing with the water. I'll mix that in with the water. And I bought myself as a gift a little backpack that has a sprayer on it. I'll put that in there, mix that up, put that in there, and go spray it around the yard. Sometimes what I'll do is if I have compost, I'll put in a little bag that has small holes in it, tie the bag, I have like a fish tank aerator, put that in the bottom of the 5-gallon bucket with the mixture and the compost, make a tea, and then take that, put in the backpack and spray the plants. And my plants, once I started doing that, my trees grew exponentially. Like it was like the years prior, they'll grow like a few inches. They grew feet, so that definitely works.
Folks, I hope y'all are taking notes. If you didn't take some notes, you can watch the replay later on today on YouTube as well as here on Instagram and take those notes, because that was some knowledge right there. I do use that fish stuff.
Yeah.
Oh God, that stuff is so funky. It's so funky.
It
But it definitely makes your stuff grow. I do have an avocado tree, and it did produce little baby ones.
What?
But I did put that fish emoji stuff in there, and it worked. And I also put my this might be a little disgusting for people, but I put my turtle poop water and stuff outside.
How'd that?
The plants love it.
Okay.
But Moringa, someone early on wanted to know if you sell Moringa seeds.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to get to that question.
Yeah, send me right now. Send me a DM. I have Moringa seeds. I have gungo peas, which gandules. I have the black ones and the ones that are brown. What other seeds do I have? I have some pumpkin seeds harvested from the yard, grown naturally. I have some watermelon seeds, but definitely a lot of moringa. So send me a DM and I'll, you can purchase some. Definitely.
Okay, so folks, stick around because he's getting ready to go outside and show us. It's a little rainy here or cloudy here in Maryland.
Oh man, so I'm gonna add some sunlight to your life right now.
Let's add some sunlight.
Yes.
This is your treat, y'all. Hopefully the connection stays in, and he's gonna show us what he got out there.
Yeah, if not, I'll reconnect as well.
Yes.
Yeah, man, it's beautiful outside.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Hey, man, I appreciate you for having this platform, man, and being consistent, and wanting to, assist our people with just getting into this green life.
Oh yeah.
So
we got to get back to it. I mean, my little opening is we're reconnecting to the land, and we got a garden, we got a farm, and we got to grow our own food.
Yeah, man, definitely. So this is my favorite tree. Typically, after you get you harvest your fruit, you're supposed to cut these off. So I've also made 2 or 3 trees from this where I've air layered them and created more trees I planted at another property. This mango tree right here just started growing beside this one. It's a different type of mango. It looked more like East Indian mango, right? Some sunlight there. I have citrus I brought back from Jamaica. Kind of snuck back. Don't tell anyone. But I'm not even sure if it... let's see here. This is another citrus I brought back from Jamaica as well. This is June plum. So this is like... Oh, I need to pick some of these too. Yup. This is lunch. See, that's a beautiful thing. It's like you come out here, there's always something feeding you. It was dropping all. But I found out recently, I have to do more research on it.
So y'all see him.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just letting them know that you're picking some fruit. Yeah. It's
Can you
going
hear me?
in and out a little bit, but
Okay.
yeah, we can hear you.
You can hear me now. Yeah, so I need to do more research on this, but the leaves I found out recently are used to treat all sorts of issues, like I believe from herpes to just a ton of different issues, and the bark as well. This is my jackfruit. It's a jackfruit tree. This is one of them. I think is Orange Crush, jackfruit, and jackfruit is highly beneficial for you as well, man. It has there's a starch in it that can't be broken down by our small intestines, so it goes straight to the large intestine, and it basically feeds the good bacteria in our system. You know, this is galangal, which is a Thailand ginger. They use it in stir fries, but it's highly medicinal as well. I'm gonna harvest these leaves and use them for chop and drop, so to block the weeds, and also feed the yard. I don't know if can you tell what this is? It's burdock root.
Burdock root. Okay.
Yeah, this is the blue vervain.
Y'all getting a treat this morning, y'all. Share this out so people can see it. Share it out.
Yeah, it's a fever grass right there, or lemongrass. This, yesterday I was out in the yard cutting down some trees, and got a rash on my skin, and so I grabbed that, broke it up, and rubbed it on my skin, and the rash went away. This is hibiscus family. It looks a lot like sorrel, right? But these leaves taste like cranberry, so they call it out here cranberry hibiscus. I just look for bugs on it, but it's so good. Hey, my sister's in the chat, Malika. Definitely gonna say sister. So talking about my sis, she came here a couple months ago, and she was like,
"You're going in and out."
Pineapple sage. So I planted an extra tree for my sister, so that she can enjoy it. Can you hear me?
That pineapple sage?
Yeah, that was pineapple.
That's pineapple sage. Yeah, I grew that for the first time this year, and I'm so excited about it. It's really, really good.
Yeah, man, I planted that one. I was saying earlier for my my younger sister. She loves it. So this right here is my avocado. It's about yeah, man, 20 feet is.
Y'all see that tree? Y'all see it?
Beautiful, right?
Yeah.
So and I have it on a mound, and the water, it's the land kind of goes down, so the water kind of rushes down that way. But I also have to create something right here, like right in this area, to stop all the minerals from washing out from there. But I need to mulch it. There's another jackfruit right there. Jackfruit is like, I can't remember. It has other minerals too that aid in, like, you know, bone health. What else is there? Heart health. It has potassium. Potassium deals with the heart and leads to a healthier heart. This is a cherry tree. I bought it. The guy said it was one thing. It's not that. And I looked it up recently, but it was like tiny and a little stick and bent up. So that's that. I'm waiting for it to bloom probably next year. This is my banana pit. So this pit I dug in order to throw, like, just, you know, anything in there to feed the plant surrounding it. So it started growing 2 avocados, some yams growing in there. Let's see if we can find these little bananas we're talking about.
Someone wants to see the okra.
Okra, the okra is gone already. It's all done.
It's all
Yeah,
done, y'all.
yeah. Some moringa. Somebody wanted moringa seeds. This is
Mm-hmm.
one of the moringa plants. Let's see, show you some planting. This is how.
This is
So
exciting.
this, yeah, man. This is it's called Caba. It's from South America. Um, I get a lot of the dark fruits because of the anthocyanins, the antioxidants, the polyphenols. Just good for our body, cancer fighting. You know, it just helps in so many different ways. This is that island I was telling you about.
Okay.
So I had to dig all the grass from around it, then lay it with cardboard. So we have sorrel on the end, which is still flowering. It's called Roselle. I have an Annona here, which is a soursop family, but I believe it's like a yellow variety of it. This is Mexican sunflower. So I use it as chop and drop. So it basically has all the nutrients and like nitrogen and things that the plants need. So I just chop it, drop it down, and let it feed the plants. We have gungo peas. I have a longan growing that grew about 2 feet so far this year. Shampoo ginger. I don't know if you guys know about this stuff, man, but it's there's
Oh yeah.
a liquid that comes from it that you put on your skin. Jackfruit again, right there. That's the red jackfruit. Ton of stuff. I have black pepper. My niece and I, Naila, did this trellis together. So I have black pepper growing around the trellis, and the idea is with the black pepper, it'll grow roots from right there, and so I'll get multiple plants from it. Yeah, banana. You notice I just chopped and dropped.
Mm-hmm.
What else is in here?
Did y'all see that he's growing black pepper? He's growing
Yeah,
black. Someone said they want that shampoo ginger. That's been
yeah,
going around the internet lately.
yeah. No, let me know. I'll cut out some rhizomes, and you can purchase them. This is mother of thousands. So I have it in a pot, but I'm trying to find out the best place it'll grow in the ground and spread. But this is like a healing herb plant. I haven't really done much research on it yet, so I haven't used it as yet. I'm just growing it for now, and then I'll apply it. What else is there? So I'll show you guys. It's a Jamaican cherry, or they call it strawberry tree. It has these little red fruits that taste like cinnamon, honey, and a cherry all mixed up together. And this grows all the time. This is my hog plum, the red variety. It's Barbados cherry, which is it's also called acerola cherry. Supremely high in vitamin C. And there's one I want to make sure I show you guys. So this is called Java plum or jamun. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, perfect. So this plant, I found it probably like earlier this year, and it was probably like 3 feet tall. So it's grown a lot. It grows to about maybe 50 feet or so. But this plant, it has, it's good for our ladies, losing blood. It helps build back the blood. It helps create red blood cells. So ladies during your mens or so on, the fruit is an astringent, and that tells that it shows that it has antioxidants in it, right? And this has anthocyanins and polyphenols as well. So with the vitamin C combined, it fights everything, man. It's just really good for us. Heart health. It lowers blood sugar. You're not supposed to eat a lot of it. If you had surgery, prior to surgery and after, stay off of it. But it's just one of those things that's like really healing. It grows well. You don't have to do much to it. The bark, they use the bark and pull a substance out of it that helps with gingivitis or bleeding of the gums. So much, and it's a small little black fruit. So what else can I show you guys? But that one, it's called Jamun, Jamun, or Java Plum, Javaplum. So,
someone also wants to know, what's your favorite banana tree that you're growing?
I can't say yet because I really haven't had the one that I had banana from is okay, but I haven't had banana from the other ones as yet. So this is the spot I was telling you about, the coconut trees. It's got some I got yucca that I have to harvest. This banana, I'm gonna cut this one down now. Over here I have like purple yam, yellow yam, white yam. I'm gonna harvest really soon. What else is
Are
there
you
over
growing
here?
pineapples? Are you growing pineapples as well?
No pineapples just yet, only because I get heartbroken when I grow pineapples because the squirrels will come and they'll eat like take a bite, pull it off the plant, and I no longer have pineapple. It take a long time to grow, so
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
3 years. I
definitely
have 10 pineapples growing in my basement now, and I got about maybe 6 pineapples out of all.
nice,
Yeah,
nice.
they were small, but they taste better than the store, as we was talking about earlier.
Yeah, that works. That works. You know how it grew. You know
Mm-hmm.
what you put in the soil. You know, this is Aki tree, which is this is definitely a Jamaican dish. National,
Yes.
what you call it? That's really I've seen people eat it raw, but no, son.
Mm-hmm.
So I have there's sugar cane. There's um, what's that? Tamarind. There's a mango tree. Those mangoes are like huge, really huge. There's passion fruit behind that. This is red custard apple.
Ooh, look at that, y'all.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
on my way. I'm on the plane to get that.
you have to fight my sister. She's like, "Hey, Dad." No. Um, this is mulberry, which dies down and comes back. I just found out you could use the leaves as a tea. This is a mango tree I've been babying. It's from Thailand as well. Something like a deer or something came, or some animal came and started rubbing its either horns or something against the bark and ripped off all the bark up here. So I
Mika.
but it's just right. This is lychee. It's lychee. What else is
Oh
there?
wow, lychee is like one of my favorites. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my god.
yeah, no man, this one's
What
good.
about rambutan? Do you have any rambutan?
No, I want to grow that though. I want to grow that. Another thing, if you live like certain trees, like get the hog plum, the jamun, the java plum, get the aki, get your darker cherries and berries. Get this is neem. So grab those plants, grab guava. If you can grow guava because the fruit is, especially a pink one, the fruit is like really, really good for you. And oh shoot, this is fruiting again. So, but the
Oh wow.
leaves, highly medicinal. Leaves are highly medicinal. Um, this is called sherry loquat. It's the only loquat that I like the flavor of. But this fruited earlier in the year. It's coming back again. This is olive tree. And what else did I miss? There's a grape trellis that I built to go along with the island
That's what's up.
right here.
Folks,
So
I'm gonna
yeah,
start a GoFundMe. We can all fly down there together and go in that garden.
hey man.
I have one last question because we over an hour, but I don't want to keep you too much longer.
Yeah.
What are your future plans for Atiba's mind, body, and spirit garden? All that good stuff. What does the future look like for you? Oh, you can't hear me. I'll wait till you get back inside.
Yeah. So
Okay. Did you hear me? So the last question was, what are your future plans for your garden with the whole mind, body, and spirit?
So so right now I'm developing.
Okay, you're going in and out. Hopefully, you can come back on.
Let me go back in real quick.
Okay. Okay. I'll state the question.
All right, is
You
it
want me
coming
to
back
state the?
in?
Yeah. The
All
question
right.
again is, what is your future plans for Atiba's garden?
So so at this moment I'm working on developing products and concepts and ideas to provide to the community in order to inspire growing, inspire just appreciating nature and seeing the little things in it and the greater things and seeing how it can affect you and everyone around you. So one thing to do is just continue following, um, and go to the website, send me a DM, send me your email so I can keep you on the list to keep you informed. I have these shirts that my good friend and I are doing, right? So this is Common's album cover. I used to love her, a single cover for I used to love her, but in the top is a silhouette of a cow. So I have
It's the lover. I get it.
not it's not we don't discriminate. I'm not discriminating against anyone at all because my brethren that I'm doing it with, he doesn't eat greens at all. So it's me helping him transition there as well. It's me helping myself. And so even if you're a hip hop enthusiast or you just love urban culture, like I have a Biggie Smalls one. You know what I mean? I have two Biggie Smalls ones. Got Big Up Brooklyn and Jamaica. And so that's just to inspire, like people walking with these shirts will inspire other people. They go, what's that? And they go, oh, it's about eating green. And they don't feel, they're like, well, are you a vegan? They're like, no, I'm a vegetarian or pescatarian or whatever else. So, but they still wear the shirt because it's a dope shirt, has a great design, and it means something. So it might inspire someone to just go green a little bit more. So yeah, just, anything from books, education material to seeds, plants, things of that nature, and music. So I've let the creative self go, but that's a part of all of this, and I've been reminded of it of recent as well. And recently someone passed. This gentleman by the name of Robbie Shakespeare, that passed. Amazing artist, and so and producer and writer, and did from Bob Dylan to Aerosmith to Bob Marley and the Wailers to Black Uhuru to No Doubt, Madonna, Grace Jones, everyone, Jay Clinton and everything. Good person too. And I was just reminded, like, I need to, fulfill that part of my creative self as well. So right now you can search on any streaming platform for music by Atiba, right? Anything with Atiba is going to be older, but it's still good music. I was always respectful of my music and always kept it clean. But you can also search for Hamali, Hamali. And, any music under that is something I've done of recent. It's just my middle name, and what you call it. So all aspects, all those aspects, just follow. I'm going to post more videos on the YouTube channel. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, watch what's there already. Tell me what you feel about it. If you feel like, some of the spiritual concepts I spoke about, you can add to, teach me, because I'm here to learn as well. So I put it out there in order for you to reflect on it and build. So let's build together, and just support the movement. I have more coming.
That's what's up. So next year, I'm gonna invite you back for my Thursday show, which is all about music and gardening as well. We talk a little gardening there as well, but I'm definitely gonna tap into your music because I like your music. But Atiba, it's been great spending this whole hour with you. I'm glad you was able to do it. The trees and everything are wonderful. Like I said, we're gonna start a GoFundMe page, and so we can all hop on the plane together. That's
Hey,
when it's live and come down there
that's
and,
what it is.
and get some of that good stuff down there.
Yeah.
But really do appreciate you stopping through. Any last things you want to say? Any last things to the people?
I appreciate you for having me. And I appreciate all of you for being here and watching and listening. Um, just man, just start, just start somewhere and just know that it's beneficial in ways you can't perceive at the moment, but you will eventually. And there's some things that will happen to you and in your life, and experiences you'll go through that you don't even know that it's coming from that, but it does. So just have the intention of wanting to feel good, wanting to eat better, to be healthier, especially in these times, wanting to provide for yourself and your family something natural, and just take your time and do it. Nothing to it but to do it. You know what I mean?
Nothing but to do it, y'all. Thank you again for joining me. Next week, come back. Next week, y'all, is Mr. Ken Sparks. This is Farmer Ken. He's all the way on the West Coast. It's going to be like 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that when he's talking to me. So I need y'all to come support him. That's my season finale. And then we're going to come back in February for Black History Month and do it all over again for the 3 months. Every Saturday morning, a different gardener, a different female gardener, a different male gardener, a different brown and black gardener. So, yeah, come back next week, and I'm going to leave y'all with this. Y'all know how to do it. Live your life healthy and free from negativity. And as always, you got to stay dope. All right, peace.
Peace.
Yes, I love you.
Easy.